Hey, everybody. Let's go. Hey, Bonafides and YouTube. Otherwise, it's me, Seaman Ted, and I'm back. I'm back with another video. And if you're in here, you're good to go. Hey, hey, hey. Girl, it is not Sunday, but it is another Sunday soliloquy. It was just on Monday, child. I think you'd be all right with it. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Why I didn't want to get on that computer and just talk, I don't know. I'm on my phone, so my agility around this StreamYard is limited right now. Y'all. Whew, it's so many things I just been thinking about and thinking about and thinking about. You know, when you be about to go and do some surgery or something like that, or even if if you can take some anesthesia or something, I don't know about you, but me, my mind gets to racing, honey, and I start thinking about all this and that and that and this and all this. And my mind harkened back to the Will Smith thing. 'Cause it's just like we can't get away from it, right? That's what I mean by in the title, like protection. Hold on, because I do want to do this real quick. I thought like coming on now, it would be more people. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we get, you know? Sometimes it'd be 40 minutes in and folks just start rolling in, okay? Folks just start rolling in. Hold on, you know I gotta do my my intro, my other intro.
I'm tough. That's why they don't like me.
They be hating?
Yeah, they be hating when my money do right going. My funny. They be hating, man. Crazy. I'm tough. That's why they don't like me.
They be hating?
Yeah, they be hating when my money do right going. My funny. They be hating, man. Crazy.
It's the truth. It's just the truth. That's why I play it so much. Well, anyway, so I was thinking about how I was supposed to do this old serious, you know what I'm saying, this serious Will Smith thing. I might get to it, but I might just drop little videos here and there. You know, it's money making time. It's money making Mondays. Let Candy tell it, okay? It's money making Monday. So, you know, hey, baby girl. So, always me. Let Candy tell it. It's money making Monday. So, you know, I might kick off a video all week, every day, talking about different aspects of this Will Smith stuff, honey, because it's been making me change my mind on a lot of things. And love things that I used to run with, speak hard on, and not speak hard on, or not even consider. So one thing I do want to say is that, you know, I just still am not with the whole he was protecting his wife, because his wife definitely was not being physically attacked, okay? And she was in no way in harm's way about was going to be attacked. She was just going to have to deal with a bruised ego, you know what I'm saying, maybe some hurt feelings, which that's the energy he got for her, you know. That's the energy Chris got for her. Now earlier I was watching Layla Lynn, and Layla Lynn was on there talking about, you know, taking it all the way back to how Chris Rock is a noir, or has shown signs of being a misogynist noir, and has been on dogging and trying to get little jigs in on Jada since '97. And you know, she got the clips on her video. I'm gonna put it in my I'm definitely gonna put it in my community tab so y'all can go look at it, you know. And I you know, I had been, they had took it back to 2016, but now lately they took it back to 1997 and stuff. And I'm looking around at Chris like, now Chris, now why you don't like this lady? And I think that's what that is. You don't respect this lady, you don't like her. Now I ain't saying respect like he wanna like disrespect her. She's a raggedy black bee. I'm not talking about sometimes you just don't respect nobody and their energy and stuff like that. It's I don't know, it's fake, ghetto, it's mean, it's cruel, it's dingy, dizzy or whatever, something like that. Whatever reason you just don't have no, you don't got the same respect that like Joe Blow, I just go up for everybody may have. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, pray tell, is he gonna make some money too? I'm gonna get into all the stuff that was going on, that's going on with Will later in the week as well. So I was totally laughing and talking, just kind of like to a couple of my friends over the last several days and talking about this whole he was protecting his wife. Black women want to be protected so bad. And I feel you. It felt so good on the times and occasions when I was in relationships and there was a need for protecting in different ways, be it verbal, emotionally, against myself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that man stood in and did that for me. I understand that need just as a woman, not just a black woman, but especially a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, so I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I am mad at it because that woman didn't get slapped, didn't get nothing tossed at her or anything. To walk on that stage and then all the chicken hawking he did walking back like he was all bad and the screaming back up there after that, it just was all of that was not equal to what happened to her. Like that was not. If you wanted to protect her, joan that Negro back. You do it all the time. You always joan it. I've been seeing interviews and stuff all over the place. You joan it, you witty, get it in. So, but he didn't do that, and all these black women. I don't want to call them stupid because that's so easy when you say stupid. You know what I'm saying? But all these black women. He was talking about her medical condition. No, he was not. You know what I'm saying? And he was not the type of protection that Will gave her was overboard, in my opinion. But it harkened me back to this conversation I had with my ex-boyfriend, production. That's the last one I had. Okay, because somebody I was telling that they was like, "Well, is that the one?" And he was still talking about production, but he was had it mixed up. He had the stories mixed up. I was like, "You talking about production?" Okay, so anyway, one day I was in the grocery store and it was a man who acted like his buggy was the buggy that ruled the whole damn grocery store. You know what I'm saying? And he was coming all through, and I was on the phone with production, and he said, and the guy came by and kind of knocked my buggy a little bit, and then he couldn't move because I was the way I was wedged in that little area. He just hit my buggy and I was like trying to get through, and I was like, you know, God dang, what's wrong with you? Like, what you doing? You can't say excuse me, whoa, 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 or whatever. He was like, man, get your way. You got that bug all way out here. You get that damn bug. He going. So we going back and forth. We back and forth. Now this is about when had he moved in yet? I don't think production had moved in yet. I think he was still in his apartment. He just went quiet. Like, oh my gosh, I don't think he ever seen me get buck. Okay, to get buck like that. I was always very sweet, very like, oh, this, that. I cussed and stuff like that, but never seen me get ugly. So I thought, okay, maybe he's in shock a little bit. But then I was thinking, and so he asked a couple questions like, did it take, like, kind of, I'm paraphrasing, like, did it take all that? Was all that necessary or whatever? And I was like, yeah, because the Negro was doing too much. And then he thought he was going to pump me and talk to me crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so, I started talking first, but then how he talked, he couldn't say, excuse me, oh, I'm sorry, or anything like that. He tried to make it right that he did knock my damn cart all out the way. You know what I'm saying? So, what happened was, I felt a slight admonishment from production. You know what I'm saying? So we go on, and I remember that. And then I don't know if y'all know, but like production ain't like a big guy at all. Like he's like 5'7" or 5'8", and uh, I never seriously dated nobody that height before. And so I was always in the back of my mind, and I love, like, bigger, like, up, what do you call it? Not apparently, but bigger seemingly stronger, because see, big don't always mean strong. You know what I'm saying? um Type of statute for a man, right? So I kind of was thinking about it, like, hmm, he really was too through. You know what I'm saying? And then his homeboy told a couple stories about them fighting and stuff, and where somebody had tried to play him, but then he ended up getting them. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, so probably because he's a little guy, they're gonna be folks would probably be trying to try my man all the time. So I would, even on here, even on YouTube, it was a couple wenches that have been bona fides for a long time that sat up there talking about yo uh oh, you and little man exercising some little man and stuff, like just disrespectful wenches. And these are supposed to, I've been known for years on here. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, I didn't know how that was going. I knew it was gonna make me feel weird. That's what I'm gonna say. That, you know what I'm saying? Feel like, oh my man. So I asked him one day. I was like, I said, would you fight for me? Would you bust a nigga head open for me? You know what I'm saying? And he was kind of looking like, how base of you. You know what I'm saying? How base of you. How lowly and little and lay of you to want to have me to rival around on the ground like a mongrel. That's how he was looking, right? And he was like, I'm not gonna fight for you, but I'll definitely protect you. And so in my mind, I was like, this some punk pussy ass shit, right? And I was like, looked at him in his face a little bit, like for several weeks. So, me and him, if you remember, me and him used to be with each other every weekend when we didn't live together. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I thought about this a lot for like a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, like Chelsea, he already short. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I asked him about it again. He was like, yeah, I'm not about no just getting into no bull crap. And you could tell he was looking at me too, like that mouthpiece of hers and stuff like that. I hope she ain't gonna be kidding no stuff, start no unnecessary bull crap going on and stuff like that. And I'm looking at him like, I need a nut if you buck, because that's what I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? And so we both looking at each other. He looking at me like I'm a wild card, might get some mess kicked off that he don't want to get involved in. And I'm looking at him like, that stuff you just told me the other day was some punk pussy ass shit. And that went on for a little while. And I asked him a third time about it, right? And he said, Chelsea, I'm never gonna let nobody just do you. You know what I'm saying? Ever. Like just like hit on you or do something crazy to you. He was like, but I hope you don't ever put us in a predicament unnecessarily to get, where things have to get physical and crazy and stuff like that, right? And but he's like, but I'll definitely protect you. And I'm telling you, the protect, it just wasn't hitting for me like fight, beat a ass. Like that type of verbiage would have hit for me like off rip. Okay. So, we do the airsoft thing with the guns and out there doing, like military simulation missions and stuff like that. And with a bunch of guys, and usually I'm the only girl or like one of two, and it's like 100 people out there. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, one day we went to this one that was in Chattanooga. It was inside. It was close quarters. I had never done close quarters before. We've always been in the woods and outdoors, and it was just fast paced. They used kind of different size BBs than what I had. I was still very, very new. Um, and it was hot as heck up in there. So I was still heavy at the time. And I just kind of just was slow moving, and everybody saw it. Yeah, oh, there's a girl out here. She's out here getting it. That's tough, right? But everybody saw that I was a little chunky, moving slow, didn't really know how to shoot that much, just trying to keep up with my man, you know what I'm saying, his friends. Well, what was crazy was at this one game that we played, I was out there and I kind of was winded and tired, and I was trying to hide a little bit just so I could chill. And I came out my hiding spot just trying to get closer to production, his crew, and this dude jumped from a building inside. So we're in a building, but there was little makeshift, like, built up city. It's like a city, a maze. It was all kind of stuff up in there, right? Big warehouse full of stuff. So this boy jumped off of the ceiling, shooting down on my head, like in my head. His aim of his BB gun was at the center of my head, my scalp, you know? And I had a full mask on, but my top was open, right? And he just jumped down off of the building, just shooting, shooting, shooting. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was so dazed. I just started crying. I was stumbling. I was like, taking my gear off out there, which that's very dangerous. I was gone. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh my God, I was crying. I was trying to look for production. I couldn't find him. I was like, I gotta go. But he seen me. He seen me. And it's like it happened like right as the game was ending. And I was going off the field crying and like, touching my head because my head was hurting so bad, right? And he came and he was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, and this, the dude that looked like this or whatever. And I was pointing them out as they was coming into the get ready room, the prep room. And I was like, they just jumped off this building and was shooting me in my head. And like they shot me all over my head. And I'm like my head is killing me and I don't know what to, I don't know. I was crazy. Like, right. He was like, who are they? Who? And even his homeboys was like, who? Like the team that we run with was like, who doing that? Right. And production took his little ass, I ain't gonna fight, but I'll protect you ass. I didn't see what happened. I just know them Negroes weren't in that room no more. It was white boys and him. Me and him the only blacks almost everywhere we go. Okay, with this stuff. Okay. He go and he come back and he was like, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can go to what you can go back in there if you want to, play some more games, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. It ain't gonna happen no more, right? And I was like, okay, because I'm still like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever, right? Baby, I don't know what he told them boys, but when I tell you they came to me, like he came in first, and then they went to their part, put their little guns down, stuff came to me. It was like, ma'am, your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, he told me that we really hurt you, and I didn't mean to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't, I wasn't trying to hurt you or whatever and stuff like that. He was like, I'm so sorry. And I said, yeah, like my head is killing me. Like you scared me half to death. He was like, yeah, he told us, do not shoot you unless we shoot you below the waist. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just use her as no target practice. And I was just like, wow, like that's the smackdown without the smackdown. Because these was big old dudes, you know what I'm saying? White dudes in country Chattanooga, and they probably was from the hills of Alabama and in Georgia. And, you know, my guy went and he didn't go whoop their tail. He went and let them know, baby, that was some punk pussy ass shit you did, okay? Because she's slow and I can imagine he probably said something like that. I don't know if he did. Because I know his mouthpiece and how he will do. You know, you see, she's so like that was some punk ass shit to just attack her. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else's experience, you can tell she don't know what's going on. And don't hit her up unless it's up on her waist no more. Don't shoot her up above her waist no more. I was like, wow. Like, and that changed my whole perspective about that. I'm not going to fight for you, but I will protect you. It took, I'm able to say that, even though I may have some animosity still about other things. I'm able to say that because that was a eye opener for me. Because up until, and I met him at 40. We probably went out there when I was 40. No, 41 or something, right? And yeah, Mimi, that's protection. Um, so it took me to 41 to know, to get a different idea of masculine protection and to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Now we all act out sometimes. Everybody's not violent. I do have a penchant for like, reaching out and touching sometimes, but everything in its place and time though, okay? Because I don't like the charges type of stuff, okay? Hey Faye. But the thing about it is a lot of men would have went and had a big commotion, if not a fight, And that got handled. They respected him. He respected them. They respected me. I respected him and them afterwards. And so hold on one second. And so when I hear women saying he was protecting his wife, and I said against a joke. Okay, an insult. I just don't see that protection has to be physical unless you are being physically attacked now. And then I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Straight away. Why I hate when people say I'm gonna be honest with you when everything I'm saying is honest. Like, don't say that. Let me add to this. I just recalled this back. Production was angry about how they did me because I was toe down. When he turned his back to go talk to them boys, he was very angry. He didn't like that. He felt like that was some punk pussy ass shit. And that they was trying to take advantage of an easy target. But when he came back, he hadn't had to hit nobody. And the same thing was realized. Don't F with her no more. Keep my girlfriend's head out your shot. Keep my girlfriend's titties, anything above her waist, out your shot. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. So no, I'm not with that. Oh, he was protecting his wife. That was an ego thing for me, Will Smith. That was an ego thing. This particular person had been having something slick to say about your wife for over 20 years. And you were sick of him particularly, in addition to recent the revelations of y'all's relationship that had thoroughly embarrassed you and men uh, having insulting comments about your wife, and you went and did something that you now say you regret. You now say you regret. We don't know for sure, but you saying you regret it. Okay, and that's what it was, and that's all it was. Will, I'm not going for nothing else. For you to protect your wife, it does not involve slapping a nigga, punching a nigga, killing a nigga, robbing a nigga, whatever. It just does not. It just does not. On to power. So I put power in my description because one thing that me and my mom are going through is a level of respect I feel like she does not have for me. Okay. And I mean, the type of respect I'm talking about is respecting that I'm grown and I want things done on I have my way of doing things, especially at my house, and especially concerning my child, and especially concerning myself, that probably are going to differ from yours. And just because you're mom does not mean that you are in power or that your way is the way. She came and she helped me with my yard. She's so sweet. She came and helped me with my yard. Her and her other friend, another friend from my job came. Me and Brooklyn. So, baby, look, it was 360, 60 somethings, a 20 something, and a 40 something. Them 60 somethings wiped us out. They wiped us, baby. They kicked butt. Honey, Mama was putting out like throwing half lit cigarettes into my bushes and telling me what to do, this, and I should do it like this, and now you should, and all this. And I'm sitting here, and the lady, I just sat over here for 3 weeks and went to sleep watching lawn videos for 3 weeks straight. Watching, looking, watching, waking up in the middle of the night, watching lawn videos. I got it down. And what we did this weekend, because we had wet topsoil and the topsoil clumped, that I ain't finna get no grass. In addition to the fact that I freaking put the wrong seed down. Never get nothing that has more amenity in it than one. The 3-in-1, the 2-in-1, the 5-in-1, all of that stuff like that. It's always a whole bunch. It's usually a whole bunch of nothing, or it works a little bit of something, and it don't never give you exactly what you thought it was going to be by encapsulating it all in one thing, right? I got this Scott sticker lawn. Put it all down. Everybody can ask, oh, it's funny. It's all colorful stuff. What kind of grass seed is this? I was like, it's scientific. It's scientific. Girl, crazy. Put that mess down, watered it, woke up in the morning, so said, look up that exact product online, right? Looked it up, found a video from Scott's themselves. That stuff I use is for an established lawn that's bald headed, that's got little bald spots. Baby, I said, oh my gosh, I got up, I jumped up and I threw on my sash and I went over there to Home Depot. And so I go and I ask for the lawn manager stat. He come through with his little binder with the calendars and when you're supposed to do stuff, which that's the other thing I realized is that I did it too early, okay? For the type of grass that I want to get done. And so he's like, turn that bag over. We turned over the bag of the 3-in-1 Scott sticker lawn, but this is on anything you turn around and look at the composites. It's a lot of science that goes into growing stuff. And I'm just learning I got to pay attention to it. I'll be trying to ignore it. But anyway, ooh, turn that bag over and found out that $60 bag, only 4.8% was actual grass seed. The rest is a bunch of fertilizer, chemical, this, and that, woo, 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 blah, blah, nothing. I said, oh my gosh. So then he showed me where the actual grass seed is in way smaller bags, up a little higher, like eyesight. Everybody go for them big ones down at the bottom that have the fertilizer and all that stuff like that. But you gotta watch to see how much grass seed, how much of everything, the composite of what's in that bag you get. In the little bag, we flip it over, it's 85% grass seed. Baby. Baby, look. I was so through. I'm so through. And my surgery's next Tuesday. My yard is full of balls. No, I ain't gonna do it over. I'm gonna try to bust some of these balls up today before it rains from that topsoil that I brought over. I'm gonna bust that up, then rake the rest of them out, and then I'm just gonna let it sit until after I heal good, and then I'm gonna get the yard aerated and let them throw some topsoil over it, and then I'm gonna reseed it. That's it, girl. It's a trip. 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 I said, oh my gosh, I hope these homeowner association Gestapo don't come saying nothing to me. You see, I'm trying. I'm trying. I ain't got no $5,600 to get to have them come and install sod. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's really crazy because we got in an attitude with each other several times. Then she, stayed a little bit longer and she left. It's just I don't think I'm ever gonna win that with her. She just always feels like she's in charge. And she's not. Like, this is my house and how I want to do it. You can't tell me I welcome your advice, but you can't tell me and get mad if I don't want to do it the way you're doing it, or if I tell you to stop doing something that you're doing over here. And when I come to her house, I respect it. And I respect what she got going on and what she wants done with shit. So that's what I meant by power. Just my Sunday soliloquies are just things that I thought about and went through and intook throughout the previous week. And that shift in power still hasn't happened. I'm 42 years old and I feel very frustrated. Like, my mom's not the type of mom that you can tell, Mom, make sure you call me if you're going to go out late at night and be gone. Like my mom would just get up and be like, oh, we gone to the casino in Alabama. And then let her phone die and be gone for 2 days. Or be gone for 18 hours. And then be like, look, girl, I'm grown. You don't tell me nothing. And it ain't nice how she's saying it. It ain't like, okay, girl. I mean, sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. And it's just like, what? Brooke could be telling me about all my little geriatric mess that I be doing all the time, be like laughing it off, be like, oh my gosh, come help me then, or say something, or I'll figure it out, or something like that. My mom gets all indignant and shit about it. I just don't know what to do. And then Viscountess. I've already tried to talk to her about it. Mimi, I just don't know if I want to talk about it again because we keep arguing. Maybe while she's over here while I'm healing, but it's just always arguing, and she always gets the last word. Basically, that she don't care what I'm talking about. Is in the end. That's basically what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So the Viscountess, honey, I watched my Bridgerton season 2. Oh my gosh, girl, I started Bridgerton season 2 at about 1 o'clock this morning and went all the way through. Oh my gosh, I love that show. It's so beautiful, and just all the pretense uh and etiquette and properness of it all. I just love all of it, right? It was high key scandalous this year, like way high key. I didn't know how that was going to end. I am feeling so bad for Penelope and sick of that Eloise. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling so bad for Penelope. But what I learned from that, right, it's just an addition to my learning that I learned from my relationship last year, is it doesn't matter what good can come of a relationship. Um, I don't want to choose the amenities, like whether miss my money and his money uh can help us do things together, or just his money. I don't know where I'm gonna be at, especially when I get my surgery done and healed on and like, what? Just in time for the summer. Okay, girl. So I literally learned that I want someone to be in love with me. I mean, I always said that, but I made concessions here and there to little things that weren't love, and relationships where it would have been one of convenience, or a, a a tick up for me. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've done that several times in my life. Or me and that person were kind of on equal earning fields, and us together would just be, you know, double, and we shared enough interest that I felt like it would work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've always, if I've ever called them a boyfriend, no, I ain't gonna say I've ever called them a boyfriend. I've been in love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a lot of times? 6 times over the last 24 years. Like, okay, I could have married the boy. I could have married college sweetheart. I could have married soldier boy. Those are both college guys. I could have married, and I was over 18. I could have married Barack Obama, and that would have been definitely. Oh, okay. I hear you, bird choice. Yes, indeed. It's very hard being the parent and your grown child wants to have control. I know. It's very hard. It's hard. I know it's hard for her too. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you have to listen to your children's desires. It's not about you no more and what you want out the situation. And I feel like I'm so grateful that I'm seeing this now before Brooklyn's my age, and then I may or may not see it, because I'm making like big changes in the way that I talk to her and try to respect her. I mean, I still be tripping. Like, one thing I do is, like, when I'm still like disgusted by some bullshit that she done did, I still be talking about it for a long time. When I don't get it, and I'm like, this some bullshit. You didn't see this was bullshit? Like, I don't know. It's just, I just keep talking about it. But yeah. Okay. So in the story, the woman was there was one girl, she was looking for all her suitors and shit like that, and um she found the one that, was a viscount, and he, that's a big up lordship in English and stuff like that, and for the English, and they were going to be well off and nice, and he was handsome, but they was gonna have a very nice life, and they enjoyed certain things together. They really didn't really know each other, but she was ready to marry him because that was the look, that was what she was going for. I'm coming here to marry high nobility, and here's one that wants to marry me. He proposed to me, I'm gonna marry him. Well, he had already been crushing for her older sister, who's more his age anyway, right? And had already been crushing for him since before she had even met him, because the older sister and the viscount had already moved, actually, like, ran into each other, right? But they tried to keep it under wraps, and she tried to act like she didn't really like him because of some stuff she had overheard him say that was real misogynistic. um and so it always looked like she was just trying to take up too much and was in her sister's business too much. But they started, after they kept having to be around each other because he was really courting the little sister, they ended up starting to have feelings for each other. But he was still willing to marry the little sister, out of duty. And this is what he has to do as a viscount, as a nobleman, to, establish his estate and everything. Okay. So, hey, Catherine. Hey, Miss Matthews. Okay, y'all coming in with the mom stuff. Okay. I feel you too. I feel you. But I've talked to her about this so many times. So, what was I gonna say? Like, I'm a good treasurer. Like, I can keep our money together and, save and get da. But then when it's time to, like, make decisions on stuff, it's like I ain't got no sense, and it's always been like that, and I don't like that. So, or tell her some stuff I know from what I learned, she's still questioning. You know what I'm saying? So, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? So they got all the way they get all the way up to the aisle, girl, and something happened. I'm not gonna say what. And she runs off, runaway bride, and in the end decides not to marry him because she knows that they're in love with each other, her older sister and the viscount. And I was like, wow. And some of the, like, soliloquies she had, and, oh, not soliloquies, monologues that she was like, she had me thinking, girl. Just, she said, I don't ever want to be with someone who doesn't love me for real and want to be with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I had to learn, in several relationships, even this recent one. When somebody doesn't love you just for you, it's for, like, different reasons, or don't even really love you. They thought they did, but they don't. Girl, you don't hold on to that shit. You ain't gonna make no better out of that shit. You making them come to see you that they love you, oh, that's not real. Or you just hanging on because maybe it's a couple things they going through. No, fuck that. Yeah, I hear you, Mimi. That's what I'm trying to do, catch myself. Um, but she made me, like, even, like, I love how I feel like it's all God. Like, sometimes when you, like, get to feeling like you're alone and you're lonely and stuff like that, you just be like, dang, I'm still here by myself and things. But I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to do the wrong thing. And I damn sure don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to do the wrong thing by being with somebody who doesn't love me. And when I think about the six guys I just told you about, right? Over 24 years of me dating, I honestly think only, like, one or two, which would be my first college sweetheart and Soldier Boy, loved me. And I know Soldier Boy loved me. I know he did. Not the real Soldier Boy, anybody here listening, but somebody who had ended up going to the army. I know Soldier Boy loved me. And we were together in college, then we got engaged later on when Brooke was like 6. I know he loved me. Oh, I was in love with Brooklyn Daddy too, so I guess that's 7. Okay. Uh but only 2 loved me. And that was a long time ago. So that brings all kind of things like what's different now? Like, why ain't nobody loving you now? Like, what are you doing now? Are you being too fast? Are you being too slow? Are you being too loud? Are you being all of this stuff? And I thank God for this a long period this time. Any other time, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't take this. But I thank God for this a long period now because I really am enjoying me. I'm goofy, y'all. I always knew it, but this last relationship really allowed me to be a lot more goofy and silly and nerdy. And I am gonna have to meet somebody who's not gonna try to hold me to sexy and dressed all the time and nails and hair. I had very much enjoyed that part of my relationship with production. And it harkened back to my relationship with Soldier Boy because I didn't have to do that with him either. Um, all that, uh, I ain't gonna act like I didn't never look good. I'm just saying, like, I'm just not that girl that had my titties out 4 days out the week or be all dolled up 4 days out the week, 5 days out the week. I'm just not her and don't want to be, honestly. So it's like I guess love is gonna be late for me, real love. And also in the movie, it's a couple dowager, okay, and those are like women who are like what do you call that stuff? Widows and older women who are just content being by themselves and stuff like that. And I remember being younger in my 20s and women my age, late 30s, all through their 40s, time of girl, please, I'm out here chilling. I'm thinking about these men and this, that, and all that stuff like that, right? I'm like, man, why do you stay home all the time? Or why are you not dating? Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Why you not dating? Why you not going out? You don't want a man? Like, you want to be by yourself forever and ever and ever and ever? And I'm here now and I see that it ain't just about being by yourself. It's a personal journey of understanding yourself and enjoying yourself. Whereas I've spent when Brooklyn's 20, yeah, I probably before Brooklyn wasn't that I wanted to marry my college sweetheart, but I wasn't like, oh, I gotta find a husband, I gotta find a husband like I was after I had Brooklyn. And that wasn't 20 years because she's 20 right now. So that's about 18 years of that shit. I gotta get a baby. I gotta get a daddy for my daughter. Da, 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 da. And it wasn't until she come out of high school, and I was like, well, I guess. Let me read this real quick. I don't blame her. I don't want to be no one's second choice. Want to be the first choice. Well, no, she actually was his first choice. But while he was courting her, he started developing more and more feelings for the sister. But he met the sister first, the older sister. But I get what you're saying. I want to be the first choice, as someone say to me, "It's you, and it's always been you." Yes, come on. That's just hopeless romantic in me. I ain't mad at it. I used to regret the fact that I didn't marry my oldest son's father. However, I'm glad that I didn't marry him because he died last year. Cindy Trim was 60 years old when she finally got married. Yep. I just want someone who is comfortable with me being a woman, but display masculine energy sometimes. That's me. But show feminine when I want. Yeah. That too. So it was some of the younger ladies were asking the older women, are you content with being by yourself? You know what I'm saying? They really this season of Bridgerton really took a deep dive into the semantics of what makes up love for different people. You know what I'm saying? And standing up for your type of love that you want. No matter what somebody else got their mouth on it about, looking about it about or what happened in life uh to that love. And I really loved Bridgerton. It was really, really good. And I suggest you watch it. I ain't told half the stuff that went on. It was really good. It was super scandalous. It was like, wow, you was like, what's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen there? It was and it's beautiful. It's all kind of type of people. The main characters this season were white and Indian, but they got black folks in there too, all over. Like the queen is black, and the queen is Queen Charlotte, and who was rumored to have been had some mix with some Caribbean or African blood, but she hid it. So now they this is the time period in which that she was queen, and they got a black woman playing her. I thought that was so cute. That was a cute twist of historic context, but or play on historic context. But yeah. So it solidified a lot of things for me. Like you keep on going this little long time. You don't never stay alone for a long time. It feel like it when you in it, but then when you get the Negro, they be half getting on your nerves anyway. And that's one thing I learned too about living with people. See, I never had lived with nobody but Brooklyn's daddy, and that's hard. That's very very hard. And see, with Brooklyn's daddy, I did differently. If I didn't like it, I said it. If I didn't want to do it, I didn't, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? With production, it was okay, bitch, you old, you know what I'm saying? You get not old, but you're getting older and stuff like that. Like be a little bit more amiable. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm way too amiable. I should have said no, and I'm gonna do it like and we're gonna do this, a little bit more. Spoke my own truth, my own opinion a little bit more. But sometimes you go along to get along because you want whatever that thing is so much. And I did really love the good times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you, y'all, this love thing is so crazy. So crazy. And when you saw some of the men, some of the little suitors who were there for the season, they call it the season where all the debutantes come out to all the little the suitors and they go to balls and dance and converse with each other and get to know people. And marriage proposals go on throughout the season. At the end of the season, there's weddings and all this stuff like that, right? They had a couple conversation around some men about marrying and stuff like that. And you heard some of the most, what we would call it's misogynistic now. You know what I'm saying? Just real thought processes about not wanting to be, not having to be in love, not having to be in love, but having a marriage of uh convenience and pleasantries. One girl actually did that. She had a baby by this dude, and then had got called to season into she was from the country. They called her into the city, found out she was pregnant while she got there, but kept on through the season trying to find a suitor before she started showing, so that they could want to marry her, and then that she could play like it was his baby. But she ended up having to come out about it. And then the dude who she left in the country actually went to war and died, and his brother came to get the girl and make an honorable woman of her because she was pregnant with his son, with his nephew. And so she and the man get along well. She has other kids with him, and she was like, "I'm content. I'm fine. I'm content. We may not be in love, but we're good friends, and I'm content." And there was times in my life where I was okay with that. I was okay to have that, but I don't think I am anymore. I wasn't before those times, and I'm not now after those times. And that's real talk. And that, it just explored so many outlooks and takes and results of what people settle for in their love life. And I loved it. And I suggest y'all watch it. Our timing is not God's timing. Sometimes the reason why we aren't married is because we're not in a place to receive the love that someone wants to give us. Our hearts have to be open. Yeah. It sure is. I loved my daughter's dad. And when he decided he didn't, He did not want a nuclear family. Chelsea, do you want a traditional man-woman relationship, being submissive in some point? Yeah. And I'm telling you, that's how I was with production. That's why when folks say, no, I bet you were being emasculated, I'm like, are you out your cotton picking mind? Brooklyn had to holler at me. She was like, Mama, I ain't never seen you be like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. It's not what I wanted or pictured when she was born, but I'm glad she gets to be with me. Okay, I'm gonna wait for her to finish. I moved out and got my own spot. I love living by myself, and my daughter was responsible. Guess it's, oh no. And take your time, Mimi, because I'm trying to read it and I'm not understanding what is everything that you're saying. So yeah, so I say I yielded to him a lot. And I've yielded to a lot of men a lot. It's it don't matter that I cuss and I'm sound strong, and folks believe that I will wild out and get have a masculine moment, I guess. But that doesn't mean that nothing about me is feminine and that I can't submit. Um, but yeah, so all of that, y'all, was so crazy. Like I love that I watched that show last night and learned so much to think about after watching that show. Sometimes you watch a lot of stuff and ain't nothing to think about, like the beef sector, okay? And ain't nothing to think about, no long lasting impact, you know? And I said, you just cannot succumb to the desire to be with someone, even when you really like them, even when you really love them, because I really love production. You cannot, I really loved all of them. Production, Maytag, yeah, Dallas, so it's 8 now that I thought about it, yeah. But it's always long stints. It's not me just somebody after I said 24 years, so you could put 3 years in between each one of them, okay? But yeah, so it really you can put long. It's some in between. Some of them were way longer than others. But yeah, it's just crazy. Oh, that's another thing. And another avenue they explore is a man saying that he doesn't really know what the love is, and having to have love explained to him. So that's when he started feeling that for that older sister. He knew what it was at that point, but up until then, this man was 29 years old. Up until that, he didn't really know that he could feel love. And I've gone through that with someone before, and it was so hard trying to let them know this is good. You feel good most of the time. You're finding a reason for it not to be good because you don't know how to take in good. And I don't want to ever do that with anyone else. I don't ever want to try to explain why what we have is good. You know what I'm saying? Even if it really is, even if anybody looking would be like, these are the exact reasons, I would say, what you got good, what you doing, dude. I don't ever want to do that again. If you can't see it on your own, then you got to go. I was just saying, I love living by myself and just figuring out me without having to deal with anyone issues but mine, and just figuring the best way to stay positive and become a better mom. Yep, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. So the last thing I wanted to explore was the Viscount. He was just so had been a he had his dad died when he was an older teenager, and he all the responsibility of the estate came on his back. He had to take care of all the rest of them. It's like 7 kids, the mama, the estate, everything, the lands, the money, all that. Um, and he had just he did everything to be dutiful. And somebody I used to date before, that was actually my man, said that I know what you do when you're in love, and I just do those things. But I don't think I feel love. And I should have got rid of the situation, the whole relationship at right then, because I know what love is, and I know what I felt for him was real love. Um, but I kept thinking that it'll change. It'll change over time. It'll change over time. But no, that person, what's the thing that they say? If somebody show you who they are, and that doesn't mean they show you who they are and they're bad. They just might be defi- uh, deficient in something that you need. You know what I'm saying? Then believe them. And so, I've had been with someone for 2 years. It was like he just has he has an appetite for women, and he likes a buffet. He's like, how you always tell me when we go somewhere to eat, I always want to go to a buffet somewhere or somewhere where it's a bunch of food. He's like, because I like choices, and that's what I like when I'm dating. And I mean, this dude, people thought that was my husband. This is in Dallas. People thought this was my husband, and that was Brooklyn's dad. He's chocolate too. You know what I'm saying? And why? Because he made it look like that. It looked like that. We went to church together. We went around together. This, that. You know what I'm saying? Picking Brooklyn up from school, going to Brooklyn's PTA stuff. But the whole time you screwing other folks, and you ain't really there with me. But you got it looking like that. You're suffice with it. You're fine with it. You know. And I'm just like, I'm getting the extra help of having like a pseudo second parent in the house, and I love him. I guess I'm just gonna rock with it until I just can't rock with it no more. And see, a man should know if I'm not saying, hey, do you want to work on this? If I'm not saying, hey, don't just give up just now. You know what I'm saying? Like we got some issues to do. If I'm not doing that, I'm cool. And I remember him telling me that. He was like, I knew you was through with this situation, this setup. Because I knew the setup wasn't for you from the beginning. I mean, the type of woman that you are, it was not for you from the beginning. He was like, but I was gonna let it be what it's gonna be as long as you want to, because I really enjoy you. And which that ain't no problem. Men always like my company. It's just and hanging on being homegirls and homeboys, or even being their girlfriend. It's just I seem to always get with people who are either emotionally unavailable or who are cheaters. And so he was like, but when and he and I are still friends to this day. I called him when I went to Dallas. Remember, I was supposed to meet up with him. But I had to get back to the north side of Dallas. In that storm, and I just kind of was like, man, this dude is he wild out here. He finna try to kill me with his wildness out here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not having it no more. He was like, yeah, when you stop like talking about going to church, because that was the first thing. Because I ain't gonna perpetrate no more with you, and going to church with him, and you wouldn't invite me to stuff, and stuff I was doing like with Brooklyn or friends and stuff. I um I knew something was up, and then when I graduated, he had to call me to see if he'd come to my party, and I said yeah. He actually in my pictures of us sitting down at the table, he's sitting right next to me, but I then cropped them to where you see everybody on the other side of me. That's funny. That's hard to hear. I think so. I would have been so depressed to hear that. Which part, girl? Tell me one more time. 'Cause I didn't. I don't even be looking at the comments till I come back down. I'll be looking off, just talking at the sky. That's hard to hear. I think so. Which one? Oh, that they can't. That the person couldn't. That they know what love is supposed to look like and what they're supposed to do when you're in love, but they don't think they feel love. Girl, that was some. I don't know, child. But that's what that man was saying on Bridgerton. So I was like, well, okay. Mm, mm. I'm going to give a tiny bit of credence to this. Okay? Just a tiny bit. Harmony, find me something to help me. Tell me something to help me after I have this hysterectomy on Tuesday. I guess this is the thing among some of these people who are emotionally unavailable. They fake the fraud off of what they seen is supposed to be real love and happiness, but they really not feeling it in the inside. It always comes to a nasty head. You're always gonna see it and get disappointed by it. So I don't even know why he'll be doing it. You know what I'm saying? But So watch Bridgerton, child. Even though I didn't talk about it for the last 20 minutes, Harmony, I've been talking about this for like 6 months. So yeah, next Tuesday. So it was really good. And while the first season was love and finding love and true, matchmaking, this one was about hard hitting themes on love. And I suggest it for anybody. So good. So good. But girl, I got to go clean my driveway off and see if I can bust up some of these pebbles from this topsoil. And I'm out, y'all. I'm gonna try to get back in here at a decent hour so I can go to sleep. So I stayed up all night. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.